No, I'm not backing. I'll walk the line.
The second part of the dashboard is your value proposition. Whenever you decide to undertake a business project, it's because you are looking to solve a problem. Now, what is it that you are offering to people that would salon. Let's say we live in a community, say Afenia. Afenia doesn't, let's say for the purpose of this, doesn't have a unisex. The problem you are looking to solve is to stop people from moving from, let's say, Afenia, going to Dawenya, or coming to Community 25, or coming to Tema itself to braid, to barber, to go for manicure and all that stuff. So our value proposition is, okay, we're doing this to stop this. So that is the thought process behind setting up the business in that particular locality, and that is the problem that we are helping the community solve. So we are going to, our value proposition is, hey, okay, you pick a car and you go all the way to Tema, which is about 20 cities if you are going by Uber, to go and braid your hair. Now I'm setting up this over here for you. The problem I'm helping you to solve is to stop you from going all the way to Tema or whichever place to go and braid your hair and all that. So the value proposition for the business is that. So what is you also have to look at what is the underlying motivator for that problem. People maybe might feel lazy, so instead of going every week to braid, because of the distance, they probably would do it once a month. But if it's set up within their locality, they can actually walk to you and do it come regularly. And then you'll be solving that problem. But in solving the problem, you're also making money. So a good way to approach this is by looking at your customer segment. One other way in doing that, you have to look at it in this sense. Who are the people that I'm going to be targeting? Yes, I have a lot of new people who are coming, who are living in Afenia. They move from there and come to Accra to work, and also they have a good income. They don't mind paying for it. And don't forget, one way or the other, you've actually solved the problem of they having to move to Tema for that service. So you look at the developer proposition also would focus on your customer segmentation, which then gives you a very good idea how to target them and how to go about selling your services to them. The next aspect of the quadrant would be the market size. Now, it is very important for you to know how big your market is, the market you're trying to conquer. So let's say if I'm an investor outside Ghana and I'm looking to do some investment in Ghana, I'll go like, okay, let's say I want to do toothpaste in Ghana. I'll say, yeah, practically everybody needs to brush their teeth every now and then. So the entire market size of Ghana would be the total population of Ghana times averagely how much people would spend on toothpaste. So if, let's say, averagely in a year, everybody spends, let's say, 100 cedis on toothpaste, and the population of Ghana is, I think, 27, almost 30 million. If you do the 20 million, if you do the 30 million by 100, we are looking close to, I think, 3 billion cedis as the market size. It doesn't mean you're going to get everything, you're going to get all the 3 billion, but you're going to get a portion of that. That would help you determine, okay, whether coming to venture into this country is actually profitable or not. don't forget while you are doing it, others would also come in. So then the whole idea of knowing which aspects of the market you want to capture also comes in. The kind of people you want to engage, the market segmentation, the different tiers in the market. We have what's the name? Lower income, middle income, and high-end people. So then that would all give you give you an idea of the market, and then you then decide that, okay, this is what I'm going to do to capture this part of the market, and this is the percentage of this market I want to capture. And that would help you form and plan properly and know the profitability of your business. And it will come, all that will come together when you are looking at how you want to price your product or service, how you want to engage your people, and all that will go into it. So being able to identify the market size is actually a very, very important thing to do before you start a business. So the example here, if you live in a community of 200 people, and the average income of that community is 1,000 cedis, the total market size for that community would be 200,000 cedis. So then you are looking at, okay, people they will not spend all the 1,000 cedis on your product, but they will spend a portion of it. So your whole strategy or idea would come down to what portion of that expenditure you can capture, then that becomes your revenue. So it's important to know the market side, because it also helps you in determining your revenue, then eventually your profitability. If you're also looking to bring an investor into your business, for somebody to invest in your business, the person will be looking at the sustainability of the business. One way of measuring the sustainability of the business is knowing the market size of the market size of the project that you are undertaking, and that will give them the confidence level to want to invest in your business or not. Another aspect of it is key partners and resources. So resources are what you need in undertaking the project. If it's the salon that I spoke about, then obviously we'll have to get a place. We'll have to buy a hair washing machine. We'll have to get as well barbering machine, massage chairs for the manicure and pedi, employ people, and all. Those are the resources that we'll need to undertake the project. Then partners. Partners are people who we will be working with. So what aspects of the value chain will be of it? So if you are running a barbering shop, definitely you need somebody who would be sharpening the blade for you every now and then. You need somebody who will supply you with the hair product. You would need somebody who has to make sure that you have constant supply of water or electricity. All those things come into play. So you need to make a list of the items you need and the people who you feel you need in working with. So it's very important. This is also a very important. While you do it, then you can also grade them into those who are extremely important, those who would fall in the higher quadrant, and those that you know that without them nothing can move. Definitely there will be people that you can still get things going without even if they disappoint you. But there are certain people, if they disappoint you, know that okay, the business is going now. So you need to make a list, and then that will also help you know how to treat those kind of people as well. Now, a certain aspect of it that I think most businesses do not focus on is their unique selling point. What is the thing that will differentiate you from your competitor? A lot of people tend to do what everybody is doing, but there is always, it's like a playing field, right? Sometimes the ball might be concentrated in the middle of the park. Forgive me, I'm a football fan, so I'm going to use that analogy as well. The ball might be concentrated at the middle of the park, but you might have a player who probably Far from that. If you pass the ball to him, he has a better chance of scoring. So then if you're a business and also you are all in a cluster, if you step out of that cluster and you come up with a differentiating factor, you are more likely to meet the demand, needs of people, and that would increase your market share and market value. So there is this little diagram over there which talks about what the consumer wants, what my brand also does very well. One of the things is you cannot beat somebody at their game. So I will not compete with what my competitor does very well. I'll rather look at what my brand does well and tailor it towards the needs and wants of the consumer, so that then the consumer would focus entirely on me. I run a consultancy firm. My consultancy firm competes with the like of PwC, KPMG, Ernst & Young. But I have created my own niche, and we provide services for them in that regard. My consultancy firm has beaten KPMG, Pricewaterhouse, and the rest to projects and to contracts from companies, because we have given them a certain value proposition that they could not refuse. So that is what you need to do. You need to step out of the box and think outside the box, and then, okay, this is what this person would want. These people are doing this. I can add this value to it. So I term it, what is the secret ingredient? We always fight with, what's the name, Nigeria, over who has the best jollof here and there. But what is the secret ingredient in our jollof that makes ours super nice? Or what is the secret ingredient in Nigeria's jollof that makes them think that their jollof is very nice? So you need to think outside the box. You need to think of what extra thing you can do to get you to be a step ahead of those who are competing with you. And it's very important if you are setting up your business. So then it means that you are looking at your competition and say, okay, my guys are doing this, that, but okay, they've not thought about this, so I'm going to consider this and do it this way. And that would give you an edge over what they are doing. And it's very important to always identify your unique selling points and stick to it. Always make sure that either fees for services, there are fixed rates based on that, there are subscriptions. If you look at the likes of, what's the name, DSTV runs on subscription. Yes, the base was set a long time ago, but a major part of their income is based on subscription. And then there might be adverts from various people, but a lot of their focus will be on subscription and all that. So you need to know how to price, how you are going to generate revenue and all that. Another key aspect of the canvas is your expenditure. So the expenditure counting usually would be the activities that will lead to you paying for things in setting up the business. It's very important to have an idea how much you're going to be spending on various things, salaries and all that. Expenditure is usually grouped into two aspects: the fixed cost and the variable cost. The fixed costs are those things that you pay for, that you might not have to pay for, or even if you have to pay for them, it will take more than a year or two for you to pay for them. The variable costs are the ones that are used for the running of the operations. So they are more like the disposables, office. Just to share with you to have an idea how it is done. So this business plan has to do with snail farming. Snail is something that I enjoy eating, and if I want it, I have to go to the market. So I've been toying with the idea of setting up one. where I can bring it to myself and my likes. By my likes, I mean the one who would go to the office 7 days in the week, but will not have time to go to the market. By my like, probably somebody who is not married, or someone who is married but does not have the time. Both he and the wife, or he and the husband, she and the husband are not, they don't have the time. So the whole idea is to do one that will make it bring snails to your doorstep. So instead of it coming probably in the raw form, I would have to probably process it and put it in a nice bag, do all those delivery things. So the background to it is a snail farm, which is supposed to be located in Insawam. There are phases to it, construction of the pen and all those things. So that gives them the background of the whatever. Now, my value proposition is okay. Like I said, what problem am I trying to solve? People have issues getting good snails. If I don't go to the market, I can't get. But I like it. What do? I don't have the time to go to the market. So you can place your order, call in, and I'll do the delivery. Yes, because I'll be delivering in your office, you probably might not want to see the shell and all that stuff, or the small that goes with it. So instead, I'm going to process it and put it in a bag. So it's going to be organic, whatever, no artificial stuff added to it. So then that is my purpose. That's my value proposition when it comes to that. Now for me to do it, I'll need to construct this. Look for healthy snail species, look for efficient and timely delivery service, and then processing and packaging of the product. So those are the things that constitute my value proposition and things that I intend to do when it comes to this. Now, in doing this, I'm asking, okay, what is the market size of snails? And I did a quick research. I found out that there are household consumption of meat in Ghana is about there are let's say 1.1 million and whatever in Accra. Their consumption of meat is about this value. So then I found out the market size for meat is about a million or so. Now I decided that okay, if a million people spend, let's say, a million cedi yearly on meat, I can capture 20% of that amount. So that will become my market size for snails. So then 20% of that brings it to 208,891. So the market size for snail, by my calculation, is that these are all rough works. I mean, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, and that is what. So I'm targeting every year. If people want to spend, I should try and get the market size of that it is. So if I'm looking for my revenue and pricing, I should be gearing it towards this amount or capturing a percentage of this what is my unique selling point? Delivery sets organic product. So that's it. What are the things that I need to set up the snail farm? I need a farmland, I need a snail pen, I need baby snails, I need working tools, I need labor, and I need for my delivery. Now, somebody will ask who are the partners. I can decide to outsource. My delivery. So in doing that, my partners then becomes the delivery companies that I'll use. Also, there are people who would probably supply me food that I can use in feeding the snails. So all those people become my partners. Then the target to be household hotels, individuals, and all those people. Then I come to my income projection. Now, depending on the value I place to it, I said, okay, if I'm able to sell a small crate of snail for this amount of money, and then the market size is that, and I decide to sell it to this number of customers and all that stuff, that amount of money I'm going to be making. Usually, they'll tell you to do projections for 3 years. So what you do is, once you have created your first year projection, you can then assume that the business is going to grow by a certain percentage. So then you just increase each variable by that percentage, and that will tell you how much revenue you are going to earn. You earn in the first year, the revenue you earn in the second year, the revenue you earn in the third or fourth or fifth year. So those are assumptions to make, and there are different. And like I mentioned, there are different aspects of the revenue that stream. So this one, if I decide to be to do delivery and all that stuff, just look at it in this way. I'm not only going to be making money from the snail that I'll sell to, but I'll make money also from the delivery, because people will have to pay for the delivery. So then for me, in this case, my income stream would be the snail I'm selling to people, and then the delivery aspect of it. So I'm having two streams of income. I'm generating two streams of income from this business. I can decide to outsource the delivery. If I decide to outsource the delivery, it means that that aspect is not my problem. So mine is, the money I'm going to make is only going to be from the snail, and the delivery company will be the one who will be making money from that. That is it. Then we go to the expenditure. So then, like we said, occasionally we have the fixed and then the variable one. So the fixed, what will go into the land, the motorbikes, and all that stuff. We do all that calculation, the number of people, operations, the monthly expenditure, the number of farm hands we need, a farm manager, the delivery guys, and all those people. You calculate their salary, the operational cost, and the expenditure. You match it against the revenue, and then you begin to see how much profit you are going to be making. So if you look at it, the funds required, yes, farmland, snail pen, the construction of the snail pen, the motorbikes to deliver, operational cost every month, the workers' salary, fuel and maintenance, the cost of packaging, all that is captured in there. And then once we begin to do the negation of the expenditure from the revenue, we begin to see how profitable the business is, and then we will be able to calculate at what pace we will break even. So as part of it, I did an evaluation of the cost of plot of land at various places for me to have a look at it. Okay, this would work for me in terms of my planning. Let's say, even though from the list you will see that who has the list when it comes to, will I be comfortable setting up a snail farm when I know my market is in Accra? I would also have to consider delivery from home to Accra. How many times a week can I do that? Will it be more expensive for me to do that, or have a farm close to the market? So all those thoughts and decisions go into deciding on how you want to structure your business. And it's very important for you to look at things in that regard. Once you look at things in that regard, you begin to you form a very good picture of your business, and then you can, when you put it on paper and the business kicks off, you know at each stage of the business, you know where you are, where you want to go, and that helps you to solve a lot of the problems that exist. So practically, this is just a brief of it. How running a business, how doing a business plan goes. So I think we would have time. I scheduled an hour for this. I think I'll do. We could do 30 minutes of Q&A. Then subsequently, what we'll do is, if you have any questions or so, you could send me an email or send me a WhatsApp or give me a call. We can figure it out from there. So I'm going to. I have just seen a question from David, who is asking, please, how do you determine the time period for making a profit? Okay, so your profit is determined by the cost and revenue. So once every month you are able to meet your overheads and know how much you have left after, let's say you after sales and expenditure, what you have is profit. So then you accumulate it to the end of the year. That would give you your profit at the end of the year. To determine how to recoup your investment, you'd have to divide that profit at the end of the year, assuming that everything is stable every year. Let's say you are going to be making that same amount of profit. You would have to divide that by how much you put in the business. And that will tell you the number of years it will take to recoup how much you invested in the business. But your profit is, once you keep your books in order, you know how much comes in as revenue, you know how much goes in as expenditure, you would be able to calculate whether you are making profit at the end of the month or not, whether you are making a profit or loss at the end of the month. Kingsley, I don't quite understand what by the components of the appendix. If you can be quite specific to that, I'll be very helpful. Okay, Oiniwa, you're asking about factoring tithe. I think that, so the tithe is what you earn. So, okay, I forgot to mention, one of the things as the business sponsor, one of the things you need to do would be to put yourself also on salary. So you need to pay yourself. If you can afford to pay yourself, you pay yourself every month. So you can take your tithe from that. Now, you are a Christian, you want to show appreciation to God at the end of the year. You can then decide that I'm going to take this amount from the company, the profit of the company, and pay to God. For that, I don't know whether the 10% tithe applies to it or not, or so. But I know for me as a person and a Christian, what I do is my 10% every month goes to God. At the end of the year, my partner and I decide that, okay, God has been good to us. We are going to dedicate this amount of money to supporting God's work for the coming year. That is what we do. But it is not 10% of what we've earned or not. So that's it. So, Celestine, is it advisable to get a business partners right from? They say two heads are better than one. If you find somebody that you both connect with very well, it is actually the best thing that can happen to you. When I started my business, the advisory, I started with a friend. We're both working, we were both employed together. On the first day, we were like, oh, we are going to set up a business together. And we have been partners since then. We have invested in several businesses across the country, small businesses, helping businesses grow. We start ventures. When we see an opportunity, we talk to each other about it. You just have to find your correct person and marry. Once the marriage is good, you are good to go. You will not have problems. Occasionally, yes, you would have a few misunderstandings in terms of the direction, but you should always focus on the bigger picture. You guys should both agree that, okay, this is where we want to take the business to. this is the territories we want to conquer. Once you are both in agreement, it is good, you are good to go. I think Isaac. Okay, Isaac, I think Priscilla at the end of this session will send to you some of the materials. Okay, let me see. So this is from Jennifer. Please, how do you determine the markets, especially when the business is limited to a particular neighborhood? Yes. Do you just estimate the number of people and their income? Yes. So for this regard, what you can say is, okay, you could use our per capita income that, okay, at the end of the year, everybody earns this amount of money. And then you look at the population, you estimate, you need to make certain assumptions that, okay, this might be the population of the area. So the economic value of this particular area is this. Now, then you go like, I want to target a certain percentage of those people to come, and so that would be your market size. So it's easy. It's usually, there are certain cases that it is definite. In other cases, you have to make assumptions. But so when you're making assumptions, you make allowances for plus or minus. So Jennifer, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so like I said, Priscilla will share with you at the end of the presentation in business. So when you are setting up the company, it's also advisable that you register the business. And in registering the business, what you do is you have shareholding structure. So then if it's a 50-50 shareholding structure, it means that at the end of the day, when profit comes, both of you will split it 50-50. If it is 40-60, the split will be 40-60. You can also say, okay, we want to keep, let's say, at the end of the year, if we make profit, we take 20% of whatever profit we've made into development and expansion, and the rest we share. Whichever way you both agree to it, it's perfectly fine. Kingsley, I still don't quite get your thing, but you have my contact, so you can send me a WhatsApp, and then I can speak to you and understand exactly what you're looking at. Okay, I think those are the questions for now. I don't see any more questions. So, Priscilla.
Okay, so I think everyone has been unmuted, I believe.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
okay, I think that's all for today's session. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us and for staying in tune. And we hope that we met your objectives that you stated on the Google form. Oh, there's another question, please.
Okay. How do you protect your business plan idea, especially? Okay, so the basic is have them sign a non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure and non-compete. So depending on how sophisticated your idea is, you have your lawyers draft that and they sign before they have a look at it. So that whatever information you share with them, they cannot share or use that information. If they do, you can sue them for that.
There's another question.
I think I can share one with you, yes. So Daniel, you can drop me an email and I will share that with you.
Please, are there any further questions? There's another question.
Okay. fear is something that is planted in our minds. You just have to make up your mind that you want to succeed. I did not succeed at my first business. I'd tried several businesses while I was in school, right after uni and all that. A lot of them did not succeed, but this one seems to be working. Others also seems to be working. One of the things that you should know is once you try it and you don't succeed, you have a way of not doing it again. Need for it to succeed. So it's never you should never see failure as the end, but actually the beginning of something new. I have this saying that each opportunity, each end gives us the opportunity of a new beginning. So if that failed, it means that okay, you could do it in a different way and it will succeed. I mean, I know most of you might have read books and heard stories of people who tried several times before they succeeded at something. You just have to keep trying. The only sad thing is you might not have the capital to pump into it several times, but you just have to make the effort. And as all being Christians, God will bless our hands and we will be fruitful in whatever we do.
Okay, that's another question. Hello?
Yeah, so somebody is asking, what do you do if your idea is already in use by someone? The market is always big for so many people to compete. Remember I spoke about your unique selling point. It means that, okay, if everybody, you have so many people selling wache in the country, but why do people go to where they go to? It's because there's a special ingredient. So you just have to identify your special ingredient and then apply to it, and then you would succeed at whatever you're doing.
Please, are there any further questions?
Yes, Daniel. Yes, I'll send you the business plan by email.
Okay, so if there are no further questions, then we would like to. Another question. There's another question.
Okay, so managing a business is one of the difficult processes. How then do you manage a business, and how do you? So using my firm's, you just have to put structures in place, and once you identify your market, you put in the effort to drive customers to you, you would make it. We live in a time where a lot of things are online, where people look and search for things online. So you have to use every tool available to you to get business in. We use so many things in trying to get business. If it means writing an article for people to get to know about you, we do it. If it means publishing a research paper for people to know about us, we do it. If it means using social media to get people, we do it. We have a social media account. I actually have a digital content person who is supposed to manage our presence online. So it's one that you have to do. And we all are social media people nowadays. So if it means you have to market your business on WhatsApp, you have to do it. If you have to do it on Instagram, Facebook, and all those, you have to do it. Every little space you get. Now you have groups where you can actually market your school groups, your year groups, where you can actually market your business. So you just have to find a way of, we pick it. So at the end of the month, you have till now to the end of January. So today is 16th, so you have, let's say, 14 days more.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think we're done. Finally. If you have any questions, all you have to do is just contact Emma. Send you all the contact of our resource person so you can contact him directly for him to fill up all your needs and all those things like that. So thank you all for joining Precious Arena's online training on developing a business plan. And I mean, we couldn't do the business proposal. We might do it another time. So thank you all, and then have a great day. We end the session in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Cause if you don't stand for nothing, you always fall for something. This isn't how it's meant